Hey, this is the sensational hit techno artist Mix and Match Meerkat. Today I'll be helping my friend Crispin KFC over here make his pod jam a little less stale. Here's a sample of my new jam called Nothing Has Changed, Child.
Nothing has changed, child. Nothing has changed, child. Nothing has changed, child. Nothing has changed, child.
Hello and welcome to another wonderful installment of the Thrice Is Nice program. I have a special guest who is a world-famous techno artist, and his name is Mix and Match Meerkat. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Crispin. How's it going?
I'm quite well, thanks.
Good.
So let's talk about your background. Where are you from, Mix and Match Meerkat?
Well, I was born and raised in Toronto, and my mother raised me in a pretty cramped apartment, but it was good enough for living. It's a building, you can live in it.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
I was an only child, but I had some friends. One of my friends' name was Shamdam, and let me tell you, he had a fine-ass ma. He really did.
Let's move on. Let's talk about your influences. As a techno artist, who compelled you the most to get into the music industry?
Well, for music, it was probably Snow. Even though he's white and not a techno artist, he's still my favorite musician.
And why is that?
Informer is just the greatest song I know. It's my favorite. I listen to it all the time, personally.
Anyone else?
I don't really like many of the modern day techno artists, if you want to say Kanye West. But any other... Let's see. Just to clear this up, Kanye West is not a musical influence. No. Nothing comes to mind.
So when you're not touring, what do you do for hobbies?
Well, I dabble in a little bit of a game called Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure if you've ever played that before.
Really? I'm quite a fan of MTG. The TCG.
Are you really? What color deck do you have?
My deck has multicolors in it, but mostly blue, and red, and white, and green.
Well, looks like you're my rival then, because I have a monocolored artifact deck.
Well, that's just fantastic. We'll have to have a battle, or whatever they call it, after this interview.
A duel, it will be.
So, you're really famous. What's it like handling all of your popularities? Across the world, everybody loves you. How do you walk into a hotel and, not be mobbed by fans?
Well, I do have my bodyguard, Bruno. He keeps the fans at bay. I'm pretty good with the fans. They're not always very... They're not too aggressive. Although I do come across the occasional, fanatic. They're a little bit harder to deal with. I usually stick my pal Mr. Gardner on him. He's one of my attack dogs. He's pretty reliable. Gets the job done.
So how would you deal with the following hypothetical situation? You're checking into a hotel, about to perform, but there's a fan who knows you're staying in the same hotel as he is, and he keeps knocking on your hotel room door. But all you want to do is watch ESPN Classic. How do you deal with that?
That's a tough one. I could just, give him some autographed watermelon for him and just head him on his way.
What if he wants to eat the watermelon instead of having it signed by a techno artist?
Then we can have a picnic on the floor in my room and watch ESPN Classics.
Do you have any new projects you're working on as a famous artist?
Well, there are a couple songs in the works. You might hear a couple today. You can hear the
That would be
the
a real treat.
Yes, it would. I should know. I'm not gonna reveal the titles of them. You'll see soon enough.
It's almost as if you're going to make them up after this interview is being conducted.
That would be hilarious, but I assure you, these are a long time in the works. There's no way they would be made right after we record this interview.
So you're not a big master of the improvisational arts then, huh?
Well, I do a little improv here and there. I dabble in improv, but I wouldn't say I'm a master.
What's it called for techno? Is it called freestyling when you improv for techno? Is it like...
It's called smack stapping.
That's I knew. It's ringing a bell now. It's
Yeah. Of course it is, James.
So you're touring now, I understand.
Yeah.
An 18-show tour in 13 different cities.
Yeah, cities, got some Toronto, where I was born. A lot of people that recognized me. They're pretty good. Pretty big fans. I'm a good musician. So they have the right to be good big fan.
So when you go home to Toronto, everybody there recognizes you. What's it like coming home? Because the famous author Thomas Wolfe once wrote, "You can't go home again." But, so is he wrong, or are you just lucky? What's the deal?
I assure you, in my situation, he is quite incorrect. I've been home many times. Left home, been back home, no problem. I will share with you a quote by one of my favorite authors. It's actually an unknown author. I don't really know his name, but it'll probably clear up the situation here. Fool me once, shame on one. It takes one to fool me twice. Does that clear it up a little bit?
Yeah, I think I've heard that quote before. Once or twice.
Yes. I'm sure you have it. It's a well-known quote. It's one of my favorites as well.
We are going to take a brief break for the audience here, and I understand you're going to give us a live performance of one of your songs, and then we'll pick it up with the interview right after the song.
Sounds good to me.
Stamina is the greatest thing. You need stamina to do anything. Drink a potion to fill it up. Now you can run like a buck. Without stamina, you're done for. Without stamina, you cannot do parkour. Stamina is needed worldwide. The moon uses stamina to pull the tide. Stamina is not second class. Stamina is definitely first class. Why? Do you ask? You need stamina to fish for bass.
Okay, welcome back to the program. So, Mix and Match Meerkat, I got a few more questions for you.
Sounds good to me.
So, what was your first live performance like?
It was pretty nice. No screw ups. It flowed pretty well. Not much to say. It's pretty popular. Lots of nice honey. I have my bodyguard Bruno. He keeps the fans at bay.
What was the crowd like?
It was predominantly girls, but there were some chunky looking fellas out there.
Large fellas?
But any other? Let's see.
People have always been captivated by the solos that you play during your live performances. Why do you think they're so awesome?
Well, largely, I get a lot of my experience and inspiration. I know we already covered inspiration, but my producer, Patty B, he is a huge inspiration to me. He helps me through the hard times. But this is kind of going off topic here. My solos, I practice them a lot. Some of them are inspiration, but like we already covered, I'm not not inspiration. Improv, sorry. Mixing up terms there. Some of them are improv, but like I said before, I'm not a master of improv, so most of them are pre-written and just practice to no end. To perfection.
Well, that
practice
is just awesome.
Practice
Okay,
makes
we're gonna
perfect.
take another break here and listen to another one of your songs, and then we'll be back. So, see you later.
Who's Bob's Lassie? Ja, 做梦呀。It's mighty small song.
And I attack with my Storm Crow 4. It's a 1-2 flying.
Jeez. Well, I can't block that, so I guess I'll take it.
Alright. Your turn.
Alright, untap my mana. Quite important to untap.
Very.
I'm going to tap 3 forests to play Finhorn Elder. He's a 1/1, and you can tap him to add 2 forests to your mana pool. And I will attack you with Lone Wolf and have him deal his combat damage as though he weren't blocked. So you take 2.
Well, okay. I'm at 17 life because of my Dragon Claw then?
That is correct.
Okay. Beginning of my turn, I untap. It's the most important thing you need to do, right?
That's correct.
And I play Plains Mana. And I'm going to tap 3 mountains. So I have 3 mountains, 3 manas untapped, 2 islands and a plains. I mean, you can see that, but like for the audience. Oh, right, the audience, right. Well, this just about wraps up our interview with Mix and Match Meerkat. As you can see, we're playing a game of Magic the Gathering. It's quite exciting.
You're getting whooped.
I recommend getting a booster pack or something of Magic the Gathering.
You're getting whooped.
It's quite fun. Well,
You're getting whooped.
Thank you for listening to the Thrice Is Nice Podcast. Tell all your friends about this podcast if they like bad free music.
I play the instant giant growth. It gives your